Happy Monday, and it's officially fall, and that means we're getting ready for the roads to be busy very soon with the fall traffic, but not too bad today and this week. We do have some of the folks leaving town. Now, why would you like to do that? Leaving the area this morning to return soon, but you'll find busy traffic heading out of town on 66, especially into 40. Otherwise, we have our usual construction projects, and most of those, fortunately, are at night, but if you are arriving late, look for some slowdowns on I-40 just about anywhere in Knoxville, especially on the eastbound side, but you can avoid that whole thing by taking 640 around. Then you're very quickly going to get to the 407 exit, the one we always love. Look for, of course, some slowdowns on the spur now and then, also in the National Park. Look for trail closures on Trillium Gap, and of course that's got no access to Grotto Falls. That is Monday through Thursday except federal holidays, and that goes all the way through November 15th. Now let's take a look and see what's happening with Kara, Savannah, and Hannah.
How do we turn moments into memories? Those moments where the right people are right beside you, and the anticipation of reaching the top makes you feel like a kid again, where the only arguments are who goes first, and trying something new never gets old. Visit us at Anakeesta, where there's magic in the mountains.
Talked to a celebrity before.
Would you like to say hi to our vlog?
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song, sing you are my only one. Oh my, oh my, oh my day. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful.
We get the exclusive look at everything before the grand opening. Before the grand opening, Paula Deen and the owners of this place are going to be right around this area to cut the ribbon. Soon it'll be packed, I'm sure. So this is gonna be very exciting.
So I am here with the Uncle Bud. He's everyone's uncle, right?
Everybody's Uncle Bud.
Right. So you're my uncle.
Of course I'm your Uncle Bud. Well, I am the straw boss here at the Lumberjack Feed.
The straw boss?
One time, I don't like to do this. This is something I don't like to do, and so consequently we don't do it anymore.
Okay.
But we used to let people propose from time to time.
Wow, yeah.
And what we would do is we'd set it up as though we were going to let them climb the tree.
Yeah.
By the time that he got down, he was incapable of talking.
No.
Much less proposing. But he got down on one knee, and 12 minutes later, I think he finally got it out.
Pretty cool time.
That was pretty cool. It was like mountain coaster and zip lines all in one. It felt like I was flying. What was your analogy?
So I compared it to like a plastic bag. Like if you were to put fruit in a plastic bag and swing it around, that's what it feels like you're the fruit.
I mean, that's a pretty good analogy. We were being swayed back and forth pretty good. Now we're just gonna kind of hang out. They've got some food prepared for us and desserts, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
We're just pretty much gonna wait for everyone to show up and for Paula Deen. So
Yeah.
Kira's actually gonna ask her a couple of questions.
I know, I've never talked to a celebrity before. I feel like I'm not cool enough for that.
Nah, you're cool enough.
Okay.
You're cool enough because you are the one asking the questions.
That's true.
Yeah, this dude up here. Hey, what up? Whoa!
I'm internally freaking out right now. I'm excited. It's Paula Deen. Oh my gosh.
There she is, you guys, Miss Paula Deen. Are you ready?
Hi, Timmy.
Max, and here we go.
So right now we are waiting in line to get our interviews with Paula, and we're in front of this little building here. You can see all the other media. Oh, here she comes.
Would you like to say hi to our vlog?
Oh, your blog. Your blog. I need to learn about that.
I think you're doing great.
I think, yeah, you're doing awesome. Well, I guess if we could get you for just a couple of questions.
Yes.
Hello, it's Kira with Morning in the Mountains, and today we're at the Paula Dean's Lumberjack Feud, and I am that's amazing. Well, we're glad that you came out here, and then also,
I'm glad you came out.
Thank you. And then, okay, so one last question. Does Paula Dean's Lumberjack Feud get the official Paula Dean?
Absolutely it does.
What's your favorite thing here?
Absolutely. I don't know, I guess the people. Yeah, I really love the people.
Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood. Life can be this good.
Thank you for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy here with Robert Owenby, Kira Cup, and Brad Lovett. Kira, filling in for Jim Johnson. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Happy to have you. Brad, tell us about what's going on in our beloved Smoky Mountain region.
Well, I want to wish everybody happy fall, y'all.
Happy fall, y'all!
Happy fall, y'all!
Absolutely, that's big in the Smokies because of trees.
Trees, absolutely. And we're going to hope to maybe start seeing some of that change. Now, of course, it's been really hot in September, even at the upper 90s some days.
Oh, yeah.
Been very
So
hot.
we'll see when things start cooling off, but of course we'll see that first change in the very highest elevations where it's already kind of cool up there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have temperatures in the 90s down where the attractions are and be in the 60s up in the sky, basically.
So we're talking to you, leaf lookers. Come on over. Come on over, look at some leaves. We'd love you to bring your tourism dollars and be a leaf looker here in the Smoky
Right.
Mountains.
And October is a great month for that, even early November right now. In fact, we have pretty much extended the fall season in the Smoky Mountains. We used to get Christmas underway first week of November. We're kind of pushing that back a few weeks now.
The Christmas creep has been decreeped a little bit here in the
Decreeped,
Smoky
yeah, so-
Mountains. We are setting a trend, setting an example.
Right.
That makes sense though, because whenever we have the Christmas going on, we usually leave it up a little bit after Christmas.
Yes,
So it makes sense.
I like that.
I do too.
Yeah. All right, good. Because a lot of people I know, they take it down on Christmas afternoon.
Right.
They're just
Done with it.
They're carrying the tree out to the
Yes.
curb. No, my belief system, the Christmas actually lasts on the theological calendar until January 6th, and you could really stretch the season out to February 2nd, which is 40 days later.
Yeah,
Just saying, you can Google that.
you can do that.
All right.
No, our tree tends to be up a little longer than January 1st. Usually
Yeah.
until sometime in January.
Did you ever have one of those
February.
years where you left it up all year because you couldn't get to it?
Yeah, I
Or is
think
that
so.
just me?
My grandmother does that. She
I mean-
doesn't like to take it down. She just leaves it up all year long.
It was not intentional. It was just one of those years where my wife and I had a lot of gigs, and next thing you know, it's Easter, and then it's 4th of July, and then it gets to the point where you're like, really? You're going to take it down in July and put it back up again? So you just have to. Although that's what we did this year because the grandsons came over.
Just have one holiday year round.
Yes,
That'd be the simplest way to do it.
I totally have friends who decorate their trees with other holidays, the 4th of July tree and
Oh,
whatnot.
that's cool.
All right. Well, anyway, that's not news. That's just comment. So what?
Well, but we are going to have the fall celebration all the way through about November 22nd in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg. And the chili cook-off, that, of course, used to kick off the Christmas season in Gatlinburg. That will still be held at the time it was supposed to happen, but it will be a fall festival now.
See, chili and fall go together.
I think so.
Watching football.
Yes.
Eating chili. I like it.
So that'll be Wednesday, November 6th, so go have some chili and have
All
a
right.
good time. And we'll be celebrating fall, and we'll push off the celebration of Christmas for a few weeks.
Good.
That'll be a fun season, too, and we'll be looking for those trees. And, of course, we'll have to tell you when we find out more about how we think the season is going to progress as
In
far
terms
as the
of
fall colors.
Well, I guess we could get one of our meteorological friends on here to tell us about the leaf looking.
We can
Because
do
it really
that.
ultimately, depends on how the trees, the chlorophyll sapping out of the leaves and turning them red and green. I mean, red and yellow and blah blah blah.
I just like to crunch them.
Oh, really?
The leaves, yeah. Their colors are nice and everything, but the crunching of them,
Yeah.
the sound it makes is the best part.
See, all right. I try to stay indoors from the beginning of fall until the beginning of spring.
That's weird.
Unless it's raining, and then they no longer crunch.
Aw.
They stick to the soles of your shoes. And
Don't
you
make me
carry
sad,
all
Robert.
those inside.
Very slippery.
And then you have to sweep.
Oh yeah, they get slippery, wet leaves. I don't. Yeah.
Childhood memory of mine from the ancient of days when we could still do stuff like that was we would burn leaves in the street and we could roast hot dogs and marshmallows over them.
Wow.
Really?
You can't do that now, but
Well, I've seen people who have get open burn permits for their wood fires, and they still throw leaves on there. But you have to, obviously get the permit, and that would highly discourage you from burning anything anywhere near the Smoky Mountains, especially with the heat and the dry weather we've had. I mean, I would say that we're going to have to be very careful of fire risk this time of year. So don't burn anything. Don't run your hot car on dry grass. Just be cautious of all of that stuff.
certainly. Now, one thing you'll see around Gatlinburg this fall are three-dimensional scarecrow people.
Okay, like in The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
All right.
So you'll be able to enjoy all the fall decorations all over stores and attractions. Looking forward to seeing your fall photos as well. And don't forget to post or tag us in those photos. Now, if you see groups of four walking around town in Pigeon Forge, of course, it is the Quartet Convention.
One,
and we're a quartet, but we do not sing.
We are a
We
quartet.
could sing.
We could.
Go ahead.
Let's do it. Okay.
Me, do, re.
Him.
No, that's not the way it works.
You can actually sing.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the Quartet Convention underway in Pigeon Forge. As we speak at the LeConte Center, an artist showcase in the middle of the day starting about now, 9:30. An evening concert start at 5:30. Plenty of exhibits in the daytime as well at LeConte Center. Be introducing people to the SGMA Southern Gospel Hall of Fame induction benefit concert, and they'll feature the Heath Brothers, the Greater Vision, Guardians, Jonathan Wilburn, Joseph Hadebank, Karen Peck, Kingsman, McCameys, and...
You keep doing that list. I'll go to break, and when we come back in our next segment, you can finish it up. Because we do want to remind you real quickly that there are amazing deals in and around the Smoky Mountains.
There sure are. Here at Mountain Fun Life, you can give us a call at 865-978-1152. That's 865-978-1152. And we will give you the best deals that the Smoky Mountains have to offer on attractions, shows, and so much more.
Well said. Thank you. And we will be back with more of Morning in the Mountains coming right up on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you, as always, for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy, and our mission here at Mountain Fun Life is to talk about all of the great things to do in and around the Smoky Mountains. And today, my guest is Marcus Watson from Gatlinburg Skylift Park. Welcome, Marcus.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Now, this is a family tradition for you to be involved in Gatlinburg Skylift Park, because this attraction has been around since, what, 1954?
Yeah, so the Gatlinburg Skylift has been around since 1954. It's the longest running attraction in Gatlinburg, so this is our 65th year of operation.
Oh, wow.
It's not locally owned, it's corporately owned by Boyne Resorts. They're based out of Michigan.
Yeah.
But myself and my father and my grandfather has been involved in operations, so I'm the third generation to be involved in the actual operation on site.
Okay, so they've been at Gatlinburg Skylift for 40, your dad 40 plus years, your grandfather even longer.
Yeah, so my father's been the general manager for over 20 years. He's worked there in general for 42 years, and then my grandfather started from the beginning in some form or fashion.
So the legend is that they actually built the Skylift to bring food up to your grandfather. Is that?
That's actually the first I've heard of it, but that sounds pretty good.
I made it up. I actually did just make it up just now.
Yep.
But you could tell them that.
Exactly.
Tell your family that, oh yeah, that's what they're going with.
Yep.
But so we've seen the pictures behind us, the famous three-person chairlift that has taken visitors up, but you've updated that and added many new attractions, especially recently in 2019.
Yeah, so originally from 1954 moving on, it started off as a single chairlift. Then after that, it moved to a double seat.
Yeah.
And now we're at a 3-seat. So that's kind of the evolution of the actual chairlift.
And that's fun since about 2017 or so.
Yeah, so in 2016 the fires happened, and that actually burnt down the top portion of our attraction. So in May of 2017, we opened the chairlift back up. It's a Doppelmayr chairlift, brand new chairlift.
Yeah.
And we were just doing round trip rides up and back down the mountain. So the visitor could still see the beautiful views that they're wanting to see. They just couldn't unload at the top because we're doing the construction of the Sky Bridge, the Sky Deck, and the Sky Center. So on May 17th of this year is when we opened up the Sky Bridge and all the new additions on top of the mountain. So now that's available for our guests today.
So this has gotten huge hype because it's the world's longest pedestrian suspension bridge.
It is North America's longest pedestrian suspension bridge.
Beg your pardon. Well, I'm not going to go anywhere else. So
exactly.
As far as I'm concerned. No, but go ahead. So it's a suspension bridge. So that means, if in New York we always heard about suspension bridges because you had the main bridges that go across the Hudson River where had the big cables. So it's the same technology.
It's a simple suspension bridge, and it's 680 feet long, North America's longest for pedestrian only. In the middle, there's 3 glass panels, a total of 15 feet long, so you can see all the way down the bottom, which is 150 feet. So that kind of builds the adrenaline aspect of the attraction.
Exactly. This is the part that some people that I can't wait to go try myself. I would do a handstand on it if I could do a handstand. But other folks are freaked by it. I think it's terrific. Tell us why we should stand right there and look straight down.
Well, it's slowly becoming an iconic, Instagram-worthy part of the visit to the Skylift. So there's really 3 aspects I like to tell people about, the Gatlinburg Skylift Park with the bridge specifically. So the first thing is you get bragging rights to say that you walked across North America's longest pedestrian suspension bridge. Check it off your bucket list. The second thing is the adrenaline factor you get when you walk across the glass. That completely changes the whole dynamic of the attraction. And then the third thing is what we like to talk about the most is to step back and look at the beautiful views of the Smoky Mountains and get to see what Gatlinburg is all about and what the Smoky Mountains are all about. And that's what our attraction's been about for the past 65 years.
Because as much as I love Gatlinburg, when you're down at street level and you see the neon and the moonshine places and all the fun things to do, the great nightlife, but you got to take advantage of literally the best vantage point, and that's height, getting up to see the distance. You talk about the famous Park Vista Hotel. Why is that great? Because it's tall and it looks out onto just the pristine part of the Smokies, which is the same thing that you can show.
That's correct. So when you're on top of the mountain, whether you're on the Sky Deck, up in the Sky Center, or on the Sky Bridge, or even riding the Skylift back down the mountain, on a clear day you can see the 3 highest points in the Smoky Mountains, which is Clingman's Dome, Mount Guyot, and Mount LeConte. And on top of that, you can see the full length of the town of Gatlinburg, a full panoramic view of it. So if you're visiting Gatlinburg and you want to see the Smoky Mountains, this could be your one stop to get that experience.
Absolutely. All right, what's the easiest way for us to find you? Obviously, we found your website for the TV screen behind us, but how do I find it again?
As far as location-wise, we're 765 Parkway, right in the middle of downtown Gatlinburg. Our website is gatlinburgskylift.com, and our Instagram is Gatlinburg Skylift, and the same with our Facebook as well. So that's our 2 main social medias along with YouTube. So if you want some additional information, you can visit those social media pages.
Absolutely great. All right, and with the fall colors and all the other, actually year-round, I can't think of a time when I wouldn't want to see that view of the Smokies. I love it in the spring when the flowers are blooming, and of course in the fall when you see all the vibrant colors. So Marcus Watson, 3rd generation at Gatlinburg Skylift Park. All right, you tell your parents and everyone, the rest of the family, that we made up some joke about that they haven't come down. You're the first Watson to come down off the mountain.
Made it down to the mountain.
In 65 years. All right, you're watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel.
Fun Life channel launches June 24th.
On it, you can see news, weather, and magazine-style information.
We take a dash of.
Thank you for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Frank Murphy here with Robert Ownby, Jim Johnson, and Well, you missed it. Brad just finished the list of performers at the Gospel Convention. So thank you for that. You might have to Google it on your own because we didn't have time to show it all here. You're watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Frank Murphy here with Robert Ownby, Kira Cupp, and Brad Lovett. So go ahead, Brad. I dare you to keep reading that list.
Well, I think we're going to move on to a couple other subjects today for this segment. Now, Tremont Institute will be celebrating its 50th anniversary with a homecoming celebration October 13th. So mark that in your calendar, 5 to 8 p.m. There will be a lot of activities, including a social hour, a seated dinner, a live auction, and remarks from President and CEO Katie Terry, and a commemorative ceremony. Now they'll have a s'mores bar, a 50-year story.
S'mores bar.
Yes, we've got to go
Sorry,
there.
that's all I heard so far.
Yes.
I think I see you drooling.
A 50-year story recording booth. That's important to record your stories from the past 50 years. And live music and a talk about the vision for the second Tremont campus that's going to be built. Some of the auction items you can bid on include a morning spent at the new Tremont property, a full day exploring the ecosystem on the new property, and your choice of any Tremont program in 2020. Single tickets start at $60.
Nice.
We want to acknowledge our community as well for donating 37 pallets of water during a water drive that was held at the Sevierville Walmart. The water was donated to the emergency department and agencies in Sevier County. That water is divided among the agencies that include police and fire departments in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Kodak, Walden's Creek, and Seymour.
So the cops got to drink the water?
I believe that's going to be distributed for folks who need it.
Oh, okay.
Possibly after a
No,
fire.
that's good. I mean,
or
well, also,
amazing.
I was thinking I wouldn't mind buying a pallet of water for the police force, in a hot weather like we're having.
And remember, a couple of weeks ago in Chattanooga, they had a water main break that took out most of the town.
So, okay, I see.
That was needed for things like that.
All right, very good.
Now, we are getting our education. Walter State Community College enrollment up again this year. We have an increase of 137 students over last year at the campuses in Sevierville, Morristown, Greenville, and Tazewell. Among the business programs being offered are culinary arts, and a very important one for around here is hotel and restaurant management.
Oh, okay. I'm also interested in the performing arts. They're doing Little Shop of Horrors in Pigeon Forge, the Walter State. Oh, you know this one?
I love that.
Well, let's go.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go. Let's go take the cameras and we'll go do a thing. But it's going to be at Halloween weekend. Walter State Theater Department, in conjunction with Creative Theater in Pigeon Forge, putting on one of my all-time favorite musicals, Little Shop of Horrors.
My favorite is the dentist whenever he sings his song.
Oh, yes. The Orin Scarello, he was to inflict pain. I like Suddenly Seymour. I'm sorry, we're getting off on a theater nerd track. Brad, back to you.
All right, I'll just listen to you guys talk about theater. Okay. Of course, lots of festivals this weekend. Of course, no home game this weekend.
It's a bye weekend.
It's a bye weekend, so that means everything in the world has to happen.
I think we have to start having a try weekend because we need more time.
I think so.
Because we try to pack too much into the bye weekend.
But every wedding has to happen in that weekend. It's like every wedding in the entire East Tennessee area.
Although in hindsight, you could have gotten married on the weekend of the Georgia State game or the BYU game.
Right.
Just in hindsight, just saying.
There you go.
I don't know for sure, but I would imagine during UT home games, you probably, if you don't really care about that and want to get married, that's probably where you're going to maybe get a deal.
Yeah, you can speed down the interstate during UT home games. It's great.
I like that myself. Actually.
Wide open roads.
Right. But we will have a Greek Fest at St. George's Greek Orthodox Church in Knoxville.
And your wife always helps out with this.
Yes, she does.
Because there's really no parking at the church because they use the parking lot to hold the festival. So you have to park at one of the shopping centers down the road, and they shuttle you in.
Yes.
I know there's an admission charge, but they also then, once you get there and you've paid the admission, you can buy the spanakopita or the baklava.
Baklava is my favorite dessert.
Really?
Yes, I love Greek Fest just for that reason.
Oh, it's dripping in honey.
Yes.
I don't understand any of that you all just said.
Baklava?
But it sounds good.
Well, it's phyllo dough.
Spicy?
With no, it's
It
completely
isn't
sweet.
spicy.
It's phyllo dough, honey, and nuts, just stacked up into this pile of cake.
I have never had
deliciousness.
that. Is it really good?
Yes,
I'll
I
try
will eat an entire pack.
Ooh,
Yeah, and
okay.
spanakopita is like it's got spinach in it and eggs and I don't know. It's kind of almost like a quiche, right?
Yeah.
And then of course you can get a gyro or some other kind of
I love spinach.
Mediterranean food. Spinach. We
I
got
would
one.
like that. I would like that.
Well, good.
Now, if you go, you'll be able to take a tour of the brand new sanctuary at St. George's. And that's because they had a fire, I think it was 3 years ago.
And they finally
that
have
destroyed that sanctuary. So they've been worshiping in an alternate area of the church until recently, sometime over the summer, they did reopen that sanctuary.
Lovely.
So
Good
it's
for them.
definitely worth checking out. Also, Ola Festival this weekend, Saturday night and all day Sunday.
How do you feel about Latino food?
I love it.
Because we got plenty of that. And if you don't like the Greek food, you head downtown to Market Square, and they've got people from every South American and Central American country you can imagine, serving up every kind of wonderful food from Mexico, Colombia, Guatemala, Peru, Argentina.
Tacos.
Yeah, and probably go to Taco Bell if you want instead.
Now, not to be outdone, Danbridge having their Scots Irish Festival this weekend.
So if you don't like Greek food and you don't like Latin American food, you can go get haggis, right? Which is sheep intestines.
I'll pass.
Oh, right. Yeah, you do. That's what happens after you eat it.
It'll feature fife and drum corps.
Okay.
Anybody play fife or drums around here?
The Barney fife and drums, I think, would be better.
Right, yes. And you saw Barney a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Celtic music, sheepdog demonstrations,
Mm-hmm.
a dog parade, and much more.
There you go. So all sorts of fun stuff happening. And throughout the course of the week, do check back with us periodically because we'll have more updates. There's a lot going on this coming weekend because it is the bye weekend, and we want to have all that information for you. So even go back and watch past episodes of Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel and take advantage of our best deals.
Yes, you can give us a call at 865-978-1152. That's 865-978-1152. And we have the best deals.
Absolutely right. Our concierge service standing by to help you. We'll be back with more of Morning in the Mountains coming right up on the Mountain Fun Life channel on YouTube, Roku, Facebook. Thank you for liking and sharing us.
The best way to see the Smokies, Rocky Top Scenic and Leisure Tours. Our beautiful tours of the Great Smoky Mountains will take you where you want to go. Imagine experiencing the beauty of the Great Smoky Mountains through the windows of our mini coach. Every member of the family can devote themselves to the passing landscape. We take you to the best places. So if you're looking for the best way to enjoy the Smoky Mountains, let us take you on a Rocky Top bus tour. Rocky Top Bus Tour, the best way to see the Smokies.
We'll take a quick look at your Monday weather in the Smoky Mountains. If you're here or if you're visiting, we do want to welcome you. And we're trying to see if we can't just get some fall sneaking in here. We've had some very hot temperatures for the month of September, and summer definitely has shown no sign of going away. But that may start changing. We need to change it so we can get some of those leaves starting to turn, because it's about that season of the year as we're officially into fall as of today. Now we're going to be looking for some partly cloudy skies, pretty much about like normal as it's been lately. Highs in the upper 80s today. We'll have lows in the low 60s, so that's going to be an improvement. And you might even just want to wear your jacket in the early morning. Be sure to shed it though as the afternoon goes on, and just chance of rain or a thunderstorm as well. Again, highs about 88 in the area with the attractions. A little bit cooler, of course, as you head up the mountains. And I'm Brad Lovett. Let's get back to the show.
You're watching Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life. Hi, Frank Murphy here. Please do continue liking and sharing our videos. We appreciate that. Robert Owenby has the history of the Smoky Mountain region for us, including sometimes personal history, sometimes, ancient history. What do you got this time?
Ancient
I just
history?
said your personal history or ancient history. I didn't say that your personal history was ancient history.
Okay.
I said there was two separate things.
I just needed a little bit of clarification there, because I have to watch you every now and then. You pull one on me.
I'll slide one
Sometimes it goes right over my head. I go, what? What's he talking about? Anyway.
I know. Then you're watching the archived on Roku or YouTube. You're like, that guy.
He did it. He did it. It's his fault. Anyway, this is a little bit of personal history of the Owenby family from right here in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. A little bit of my childhood history. Some memories. Going back down memory lane just a little bit here, or up memory lane, whichever the case. It would be up from here, up Bluff Mountain, up Bluff Mountain Road, about a mile. Under a mile up on Bluff Mountain Road. We're going to be talking about ice boxes and oil lamps. Now, the mountain folk would say that ice boxes and oil lamps, kid, get your grammar right. We're going to put oil lamps. And then with
I buy my oil at Pollitt.
You buy your oil at Pollitt. Okay.
But go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. I remember the reason I wanted to do this little historical tidbit on my personal history. I got to reminiscing about my old home place, which is still in front of my place, will be torn down soon.
Yeah.
It's got to be removed. Things decay and have to be removed. And I was thinking back. I was sitting on my front porch, and I was looking at the building. I was thinking back. When I was about 5 years old, we moved into an old wooden frame building. My dad was working at a sawmill just a couple of miles on up Bluff Mountain Road. And he would work out, he would get enough time in to get some extra lumber. And when my mom and dad bought the property, about 3.5 acres, little old mountain farm on Bluff Mountain Road, they built this little frame house, and we moved from a sharecropping house about a mile or half a mile down the road up to this place, and into the new. It was a new house to me, although it was just sawmill lumber, and eventually we sheetrocked and put block up and did all the extras as it exists today, but still getting in a.
But the older house didn't have those amenities, didn't
have the amenities, so that's where we're going.
Electricity, or did it have running water?
No, to begin with.
Didn't need it because
we had a creek, a mountain creek, and we would get water from my grandma and grandpa Ogle's house, drinking water, and we used water from the creek. We had the old Ringer type washing machine on the front porch.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And
hand crank, and the clothes would go through the
the
rollers.
Matter of fact, my brother, he played a trick. My older brother, one of them, I have two. He played a trick on me one day. Well, actually, I have three. A younger brother. He played a trick on me one day. You know those ringers. You could trip it and release it to get the clothes out. And I would watch my mom. She would put the clothes in there, and that ringer would start rolling, pulling the clothes through. Now on the other side, it was going the opposite direction. My brother would walk up and he'd put his finger in beneath there. Look here, look what I can do. And I thought, wow. He went in the house one day, and I thought, I saw those rollers. I can do that, but I went to the wrong side.
Oh, you got pinched.
So I yelled out, and by the time my mom got out there, the rollers were up to here.
Oh.
Luckily, nothing was broken. My arm was a little squeezed, a little blood red, you know.
Yeah.
But it was sore for a few days. But anyway, we had an ice box on the front porch.
No electricity, so no refrigeration.
No electricity, no
literally
refrigeration.
have a box that would hold ice.
We had a kind of a metal type ice box that wasn't much bigger than a Kroger cooler, you know, the styrofoam, the larger size. And it was on the front porch, and the Iceman cometh. The Iceman would drive around in a panel van that had I suppose that was when they first invented what they called the little reefer trucks.
Refrigeration trucks?
trucks.
Oh, okay.
And he would put a humongous, at least look humongous to me, block of ice in the top part of that. And we keep our milk and meats
under it.
And underneath that.
Because
and shelves underneath.
The coolness
keep the whole thing
goes
cool.
down. Heat rises, coolness descends.
But anyway, and we had canned fruits and stuff like that out of the garden that we would put in cans. It didn't have to be refrigerated. And we did have, to begin with, an outhouse.
Yeah, because there was no plumbing.
If you don't know what an outhouse is.
It's a house that's out.
Yeah, I've got a story on that one sometime. Don't have time now to tell it, but anyway.
That'll be on Evening in the Mountains.
And we got a new pair of shoes once a year. A new pair of shoes and overalls. I wore the overalls once a year. And that was kind of from a tobacco crop and some other things my dad would sell out of the garden. So anyway, that's a little bit of personal history about it.
All right, well, we can talk more about that another time. Talk about some of the other things that you had in the house back in those days. That's fantastic, right here in the Smoky Mountains. You're watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. For Robert Owenby, I'm Frank Murphy. We'll be right back after this.
How do we turn moments into memories? Those moments where the right people are right beside you. And the anticipation of reaching the top makes you feel like a kid again. Where the only arguments are who goes first. And trying something new never gets old. Visit us at Anakeesta, where there's magic in the mountains.
I hope your Monday goes as well as ours has today on Morning in the Mountains. We're having a fun time here, and thanks for watching us each and every weekday at this time. I'm Frank Murphy with Robert Owenby, Kira Cupp filling in this week, and Brad Lovett. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Like us and share us, Facebook, Roku, and YouTube, I think is about it, right?
Yes.
All right, well, happy Monday, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.